Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another story time! Story time with Adam, your favourite time of the week, I'm hoping by now, because these stories are getting increasingly more difficult to think of on the spot. I really want to start off today with a little bit of a sad note. So, welcome everybody to the new camera. That's pretty cool, but in turn that means we have to say goodbye to my old camera that had all my favourite settings on. And I don't know if this one has yet. Here is the old G7X. She's a girl, good old girl, she's raw. Still got a battery in her. She's still going to be about, but she's no longer the main chick on the channel, which I'm very sad about. I've had some great memories and times with this camera, so yeah. Anyway, let's jump into today's story, shall we? Okay, I just messed around with it a little bit. Is that better? I think so. I think I've got it on 50 frames per second now. That should be sick. Today's story time, I literally thought of on the way home from my essential trip to Tesco in the EG. Oh, I love having that car, it's so cool. If you haven't seen my new whip, I'm gonna link at the end of this video a whole playlist. Oh my goodness, the dog is now there. I have to lay right where my right foot needs to go, buddy. Buddy. Today's story is we're gonna be throwing it back. Oh, we're throwing it so far back. 621 didn't exist. Oh, in fact, we've done that in a couple of the other videos, isn't it? That's not that special. Regardless, we're throwing it back. And today we're going to talk about my first car crash. I'm sure you'll have noticed by the title and the thumbnail. So that was a wasted 2 minutes of suspense. Anyway, let's throw it back to being 17 and the happiest I've ever been, probably. I remember getting my first car. It was a vivid blue pearl Honda Civic EP2, which we got here in the UK. It was 110 of your finest Honda horsepowers, single overhead cam VTEC. It looked like a Type R, all bar the spoiler, which I added on, and it was my first experience at modifying cars. You know, it was my favourite car I think I've ever had, because it's my first car. You know, it's always your favourite, and it'll always hold that special place in my heart. You know, like it was so good. Like, I used to sit in that chair, so normal driving position, I'd be. Oh my god, I fucking loved that car so much, man. It was just, it was everything I ever wanted. I actually even cleaned it a lot, which was that's how much I enjoyed it. It wasn't fast, it was just good looking and cool, and I felt fucking amazing in it. Honestly, that was the crux of it. I loved that car, and it got me to my first car meets and my first car club I got into, streetlegal.biz. I met some great friends through that, one of them I'm still in contact with today, Tech Boy, who I mentioned regularly on the channel. Was my friend that I made at Street Legal, so it's really, really cool. I used to go up to Northampton in it all the time, just pottering up there, 2 hours. I was like, nah, these are my friends. Unit 19, I think the U19 was the old stickers. It was their unit they rented in Rawns, and it was just fucking sick. Like, I used to go up there all the time and like really got like, I don't know, like the major bug for modifying that thing. I lowered it on some Tyne coilovers, which I now remember. Now thinking back to it, I got fucked on them coilovers. So, I'm going to go back into another story while we're in this story. So, back when we used to hang out in the cars in Colchester, there was this guy called, what can I call him? I don't want to, his name was, God, it's super hard trying to think of a name. We'll call him L, okay? So, L over here always had a better car than me. And if I had the Civic Sport, he had the EP3 JDM Type R. And on his Type R that he got, he had a set of Tyne coilovers. And I was kind of getting into that situation where I had my first girlfriend, and you know, remember the one I told you about? Adam! Oh, he's gonna get arrested! That was her, and she actually went out with this guy before me. So I got his sloppy seconds on a girl and on coilovers. So that's kind of shit, isn't it, when you think back? But fuck it, I was young. Who gives a shit? Still got laid and got coilovers, so fuck it, who cares? So I got these coilovers and we fitted them onto the car. I can't even remember who fitted them for me. It was probably Tubbsy back in the day working at Honda. What a legend he was. Yeah, fitted the suspension on the car, and I remember being down the car park one night with my bonnet up, and like, L was fucking with the dampening, and I had no idea what he was doing, and he fucked with one shock, and yeah, I remember this stuff now. I'll never forget that shit. So now, whatever, who gives a shit anyway, who cares? Yeah, so I had this car, it was loaded on the Tyne coilovers. I put Lenzo wheels on it because another local guy called Anton had a red Type R and had these Lenzo wheels on it, and I just thought it looked the fucking bollocks, but I wanted mine to be white. And I was going to buy Anton's, and then I was just like, nah, fuck it, I want white ones, so I got them instead. And the car just looked the tits. I completely stole his fucking idea, I don't care. I was 17, I didn't give a shit, or 18, whatever. And went balls deep into buying like ridiculous stuff, and I ordered a spoon N1 and B-pipe not knowing that the B-pipe wouldn't fit the car. So then I had that B-pipe custom extended to fit. So it was the only EP2 running a spoon M1 and B-pipe in the fucking country. Well, in the world, I guess, because unless someone else modified one of those. But yeah, I loved that thing. I drove it to work every day, and at the time I worked at John Banks Honda in Ipswich, and you had to park over the road from the dealership unless you were like one of the salesmen with a demo car as your daily driver. And I wasn't. I was a salesman, and I didn't get a demo car because I was 17, 18, and they didn't want to give me one. So I got the EP2, and I loved it, and I parked it over the road. It was always fucking mint, always looked great. And I joined this thing called the EP Squad, and I got my sticker. This fucking sticker took about 3 months to come. And I finally got it, and I had half round at the time. He had a black EJ9. He was like, oh, your sticker's finally. This is when stickers were a big deal to me and him. I was like, yeah, I got my EP Squad sticker, mate. I'm fucking, oh yeah, sick. So I slapped this fucking sticker on the car and go to work that next day. And I'm well proud. My car was all like white and blue. I had all the badges done white. Oh, it just looked fucking cool. Thinking about it, I loved that car, man. And I can remember, this is how much I can remember this moment so vividly. It was pitch fucking black. It was when we finished work at 6. We always used to leave about 5 past, 10 past. We would always stand around and chat for a few minutes. It was when it was pitch black, winter time in the UK. It ain't pleasant. It gets dark at like 4. It's shit. And I've hopped in the car. Right, I can remember it like this. Okay, I feel like I fucking hopped in the whip, and I've turned it on, put my heating on full blast. Gotta get that fucking sauna going, you know. It's gotta be warm in my whip. I remember I had a fucking Alpine flip out screen back then. This was before the time, kids, that your financed cars come with fucking sat navs as your display. So this was like one of them Alpine sort of fucking deals. And I flicked it along to the tune I wanted to listen to on the way home. I had that fucking Alpine Type R sub in the back, booming. And it was, kiss me through the phone, kiss me through the phone. That one, that Soulja Boy song. So as I pulled out of the road, and I got the fucking tune going, like, kiss me through the phone, kiss me through the phone. I know I was genuinely about 100 yards from work, and this fucking deer. This deer though, team, this fucking deer was no usual fucking deer. This deer was the Hulk of the deer world. This motherfucker was as big as them horses that the 4 horsemen would be riding in on during the apocalypse. This thing was fucking massive. It had antlers coming out of his head that were like... It was fucking crazy. Finn actually liked that. He's wagging his tail. Did you like me being a funny, weird deer thing? And as it fucking jumped up, I can remember I was driving along, I'm just picturing it now. I was driving along, and I can remember it fucking, it was like one of them slow-mo moments where I've clocked eyes with this fucking deer, and it's looked at me, and it's just like jumped, and it's hit like the right side of the whip, like bam, and I was like, ah, like, fuck! I remember shutting my eyes as I braced because I was like, what, fuck me? I was like, ah! Like, hang on, I'll do the thing. Ah! It was fucking scary. And as I fucking hit it, I was like, fuck! And I was like, and the car was like shaking and shit. And I was like, fuck! And I pulled it up on some poor guy's driveway, like onto his fucking front lawn. And I remember getting out and I'm like looking at the car. And you gotta understand, I was an 18-year-old that loved this car more than I loved being alive. Like, this car was like my being. It was just where I was finding my identity, because like when you grow up a car guy, you can't be a car guy until you get a car. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can go to the meets and stuff, but all your friends and that just think you're weird. So I was like, I just was so happy that I had a car. I found a group of friends. I was in that vibe, and all in that second, bam, all gone, because my car was fucked. And I was like, oh shit, is this gonna be a write-off? Like, where are we at with this? Like, where do I stand? Like, it was a deer. Like, how do I claim on this? Well, better ring my dad. I called my dad up, and this is how that conversation went. Dad just had a car crash. He was like, what did you do? I was like, I hit a deer. And he went, did you really hit a deer, Adam? Yes, I hit a fucking deer, Dad! That was my actual reaction. Then I hung up on him, because I was so fucking mad. And then he rang me back, and he was like, we'll come and we'll tow it back. So we got a dodgy tow rope, chucked it onto the Land Cruiser, the old Toyota that we've got, and then dragged it home, and we got it back, and like, I can remember, like, we had it just dumped in the garden for a little bit. So the insurance then come and took it away to appraise the car, and thank fuck that this area that I hit the car in is actually listed as a black zone for deers. So for deers and deer accidents, so they didn't even question the claim. Thankfully I got full payout, no fault, and all of this sort of shit. Because that was what I was really thinking. I was like, I'm 18, like, all I want is a Type R. All I wanted at this point in my life was an EP3 or a DC5. I was like, one of them two motherfucking cars is going to be in my driveway when I'm 20, 21, like 100%. And all I thought as I hit that deer was my insurance is going to be fucked. And yeah, I ended up then jumping into the orange FN1 that I've mentioned previously, and I'll throw a picture up now. And this is what I ended up in. Overall, it was kind of an upgrade because I ended up in the FM1, which was a beautiful car at the time. It was like a brand new car. I was like, fuck, I think it was 6 months old, and because I worked at the Honda dealership, I got a mad deal on it. It was like an X-Demo, so it was top of the line. Oh, it was sick. Like, and it's still floating around now. I still get tagged and post on Facebook with it now. So, yeah, that was my story of my my crash. And I tell you what, after that, I was actually depressed. Like, that ruined me. Like, for ages, I was just so sad. I was just so upset. And I look back now and I still feel that same emotion sometimes. I'm like, wow, that was a really sad part of my life when I lost that car. I really loved that thing. But obviously you can now see I have many a car that I love and have a great time in. And yeah, that's really where we're ending that. Have any of you got any first crash stories that you want to leave me down below and let me have a little read through during this slow time that we're all existing through? I just want to once again say the support you guys have given me is fucking mad. Like, I am beaming. Legit. Like, I get notified on my phone now when we get an order and it's pinging up. And it just makes me smile. I just want to thank you. You lot, I can't. I want to give more back to you, but right now I can't. But I promise you there's going to be some sick meets coming once this is all over. I'm going to do some real fun shit. Like, try and like get a track day. I've booked onto a track day and I'll just tell you which one it is. So if you want to come and drive with us and the guys, you can. Like, I want to be a part of everything with you. So that's where I'm going to love you and leave you on this video. Yeah, leave me some stories down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It honestly means so much. I am so close to getting 1,000 subs in a month again, which is like, it's taken me forever to get back to this point, but it feels perfect. I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in and, you know, you guys just watching my videos. It means so much to me. Anyway, I'm going to go and eat a load of more food and binge myself to death and then play Xbox all night. So I hope everybody has a lovely evening or a lovely morning or a lovely afternoon, and I will see you again in the next video. Peace.